It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here is Car con Carne. Car con Carne is a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne. I am not in my car. I'm in Dan Lewis's car. Dan Lewis, the man behind Easy Automation, and one of my guests, who I'll introduce more formally after we get through sponsor messages, is going to read a commercial announcement for Easy Automation. Please welcome Frances Mai-Ling.
Looking to transform your home, office, or business into a smart, seamlessly connected space?
I am.
Easy Automation delivers custom automation solutions tailored to your lifestyle. Whether you're upgrading your home entertainment, streamlining your office tech, or enhancing the atmosphere in your restaurant or sports bar, they've got you covered. Their expert team designs and installs personalized systems from smart lighting and climate control to audio, video distribution, and robust Wi-Fi networks.
Robust Wi-Fi networks.
Yeah. All managed through an intuitive app on your favorite device. Easy Automation makes technology work for you effortlessly, reliably, and always with your satisfaction guaranteed.
Satisfaction guaranteed, Mike Felumlee.
There you go.
That sounds like a deal to me.
That's right.
Visit easyautomation.net or call Dan.
Easy-automation.net, I believe.
Yes, or call Dan at 630-730-3728 and take control of your environment today.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're a natural.
Nice jam.
Am I?
That is a lot better than I would have rendered.
Yeah, we're in Dan's car. Dan made us ribs. We're going to eat his home backyard smoked ribs before we leave this space. But he doesn't want to talk. He's like a silent partner in all of this. All right, Andy Bagwell, I need your help reading this message on the bottom for Exploding House Printing. Now, here's the thing about Dan's car. It's dark in here. Can you read it?
I can read fine.
Okay.
20/20 vision still, so.
Okay.
Car con Carne is also sponsored by Exploding House Printing. Exploding House can help with all your screen printing, embroidery, and other merch needs. They're a truly local Chicago business right in the Hermosa neighborhood, and their focus is on small businesses, bands, brands, and everything in between. They've worked on products from Meatwave, Empty Bottle, The Music Box, Dante's Pizzeria, The Brokedowns, and so many others. Check out explodinghouseprinting.com to see the list. Jonathan at Exploding House has been doing screen printing for decades. He knows what he's doing. Besides his technical expertise, he delivers production efficiency and cost awareness to offer boutique print shop quality at much lower large print shop prices. Check out their work on Instagram at Exploding House, or go to their website or email info@explodinghouseprinting.com to get a quote. That is info@explodinghouseprinting.com.
Amazing. And by the way,
Meatwave and the Brokedowns, I know those guys.
I was going to say the Brokedowns, a band that features my second favorite all-time Smoking Popes drummer. Not my first.
The Brokedowns, you say?
Yeah.
Mustafa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mustafa was me just like a month ago.
Yeah. My second favorite Smoking Popes drummer of all time. My first favorite is Mike Felumlee in the back seat.
What a coincidence.
So you got Mustafa over like Kellenberger and Hennessy.
I'm just trying to be topical and in the moment.
All right. I don't want to hold your feet to the fire here. But that's like
Must we start with the ball busting, really?
Just take the win, Mike.
Yeah.
I'll take the win. Thank you.
You're still number one, bro.
Thank you, James. I'm number one.
Okay. So we are gathered here tonight. We are in the parking lot of Pin Grounds Cafe in Roselle, right on Irving Park Road. Pin Grounds is a combination cafe. They roast their own coffee and pinball hangout palace. Like, they have a variety of pinball machines dating back decades across all the major companies. It's a really thoughtfully curated room of pinball. And the reason why we're here is I'm with three of the most accomplished, most fervent pinball players in the Midwest. To my right, in the world.
I go a little higher than that. Yeah.
In the world.
I think you've got one of the most accomplished pinball players in the world.
He's in the top 100.
One of the most accomplished in the world.
And
then a couple enthusiasts. I would consider myself an
feed
enthusiast.
The ego. That's what I need. So
Yeah.
that's good.
There is no one better than Andy Bagwell. He is the prince. He's a king. He is
world number one ranked.
He is royalty. Oh my God. Touch me, Andy
All right,
Bagwell.
let's pump the brakes.
Okay.
I'm good.
He's an amazing tournament director as well.
Very good tournament director.
He is the director of the International Flipper Pinball Association, IFPA. Also
board of directors specifically. So
Board of
it's
directors.
a weird title. I guess it says director, but so there's a group of us that are on the board of directors.
But that's you.
One of them.
Well accomplished. Okay. In the backseat, the previously mentioned enthusiast, he is Mike Felumlee. Is the punk rock pinball group, is that your creation?
That is my creation.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we've got almost 1,600 people now
I'm one
in the
of them.
Facebook group.
I'm also one of them.
Andy's in it.
Hey,
Are you in it, James?
I am, but I don't know how to contribute. I always feel like I'm
Just
an
post
outsider
your
looking at it.
podcast, and it.
Like a post.
It's called Punk Rock Pinball, and you have like punk rock people on your podcast
I do.
quite frequently, so you should share that there to the group.
There it is.
I think we would all welcome it, wouldn't we?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So the World Pinball, Frances Mai-Ling, the
okay.
first one we introduced, who is running the juniors division for the World Pinball Championship. Is that? Here's the
So,
thing. Frances threw
if
so
you-
much information at me. I swear to God, I'm doing the best I can. She hit me with like 5 paragraphs
Common
of
pinball
pinball.
thing.
That's
It's too
that's
low
my brain.
niche. So yeah. So
So basically, I started Flatastic Youth Pinball Club, and I wanted a place for kids under 17 to be able to play pinball with their peers, because not all of them want to play in main tournaments with adults. And some of them do. But there's a lot of like 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds who don't feel as comfortable. And back in March, Andy had asked if I would organize the Papa 22 youth division or juniors division. And I said, sure. So it was very nerve-wracking because
Papa, here comes another acronym: the Professional and Amateur Pinball Association.
Exactly.
that's correct.
Again, like 5 paragraphs of notes.
You really did your homework, though.
I do my best.
Pinball people are happy to correct any inconsistencies or anything. I promise.
It's great that you're doing the youth tournaments, because
Well, thank you.
and this is where I really wish pinball were bigger, because we could do youth tournaments like everywhere, but we just don't have
It's hard.
a lot of like pinball scenes don't have enough kids playing. So what Francis is doing is pretty awesome to get more kids playing.
I was amazed at, seeing 30 to 40 kids come out to those tournaments, which you started to arrange them at Edentarium over in Schaumburg. So just,
That
just
is a
youth.
lot of kids.
Yeah, we used to, our tournaments used to be 10 to 20 people. They've grown the last couple of years to be 90 to 100 people a month.
How are these kids coming to pinball? How are they finding?
I think a lot of it's just her Facebook, like the work
Like,
she's
how are
done
they
on
finding
social
the
media.
games to play on?
I mean, they're in Chicago specifically too. There's pinball just about everywhere you look. You can't really throw a rock without hitting an arcade somewhere. So it's pretty common
But
to
I mean,
see
do
pinball.
kids go to arcades? I guess is the question. Like, it's very different from when I'm of an advanced age. I mean, we used to hang out at the arcade when I was a kid.
Sure.
I don't know that that's still an option for.
Yeah, I don't know, Francis. I mean, what do you think on that? Because like, I agree with him that like when I was a kid too, hanging out at the arcade was what we did all day long and stuff. And there's more redemption games nowadays than there is actual
There are.
like arcade games and pinball machines and stuff. So it's interesting to see how many people that were coming out to the events.
I think it's more like a lot of families who play currently. Like it's the parents who are involved or parents who are interested. And then
That's what
they
I
wanna get their
suspected.
kids.
It's passed down.
So there's a lot of, and there's some kids like, so for Papa 22, it's a different format than say match play, which is what a lot of us use, 4 rounds and finals. It's card based. And so it's like, I never played it until this year. So I wanted to be able to, introduce that to this youth group, because these are our future competitive pinball players and enthusiasts. And if they want to go to more tournaments, a lot of these use these kind of formats. So also getting comfortable, learning the code of conduct and etiquette and everything is very important as well.
Can we stop there? What is the code of conduct and etiquette?
Be nice.
It's long. I cribbed one off of a group of tournament directors, came up with a code of conduct a while back for the Chicago area. It was taken from another scene. I forget what location it was. It had already kind of created one, so we kind of went off of that. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. It's
Don't be a dick.
You got it pretty much. So,
And there are people out there who are very treacherous and rude and everything. We've all come across that.
Chicago pinball scene, I'm pretty fortunate running events here because everybody's nice for the most part. Like it's a really, really good scene as far as everybody's attitudes and whatnot. But, the code of conduct is there to make sure we can fall back on it if we do get any bad apples.
Makes sense.
Coming to the events or anything. I'm a big proponent of not discriminating against anybody for any reason whatsoever at our events. Again, Chicago, we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But
Right.
my cornball thing I've shoved into the conduct rules is that the silver ball does not discriminate, and neither should you, which is corny as hell. But
I love it.
I like it. So, yeah.
And I follow the same rules because I feel like with me being in with this youth group now, almost a year, it'll be a year next month, I feel like I've kind of become part of that really big community with all the other clubs that we have, like Bells and Chimes and our Pinball Super League and so many others in this area. So I am the same way.
Yeah, I mean, we used to see 4 or 5 kids maybe under 17 at the tournaments each month, and a couple of them would come on their own. Nice thing to see. I did not expect her to, when she started doing these, to have 30 to 40 people showing up to these events on a Sunday like that. I was blown away when I saw the first
The
post
power
you
of
made.
community, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
legit. So as all of you grew up individually before you knew each other, you discovered pinball. Some kind of spark was lit with all of you. You didn't have youth pinball tournaments like the ones Francis arranges back when you were kids. What was it? And just to go around real quick with the three of you, what was it that drew you to playing?
My father played when I was a kid. He still does play. He enjoys it still, obviously, but he
And you can
wasn't.
kick his ass at this point, right?
I could kick his ass back then, pretty much. So, but I've always been a gamer at heart, so I've always been a little bit more better than him at that kind of stuff. But he always enjoyed playing, and he took me to a couple of people's houses that had him. I grew up 5 hours south of here in a very small town. We had 4 pinball machines at one mall, 4 at another one, and I had a couple of people's houses I went to. I got a very limited exposure to it, but I always loved pinball. I was very fascinated by it because of the fact that as someone who played video games his whole life, I could learn patterns, and they would be the same thing every time. When I get bored of them, with pinball machines, every single game I would play different from the last because the ball path is always going to be varied. So it was very interesting to me as a kid to play them because I never got bored playing pinball. I could just keep playing the same game endlessly, and it would always feel different every time I played it. But I never knew about competitive stuff till I moved up here, been here for a while. My wife noticed the league at Intarium that she pointed out to me. She kind of pushed me and was like, I think you're good enough to play in these things. And I was like, no, there's no way.
She did.
And she's like, I think you should try. And I met 100 people in the next 2 months that played pinball competitively and learned and grew so much from that scene and, took over Intarium, which is very comical to me. That's the first place I played a tournament at. And then I took it over and I've been running it for the last 4 or 5 years or so.
And you just made me think of a question as you were talking.
Yeah.
Is it possible for someone to be really, really good on one machine but suck on another?
Yeah, somewhat. But I think honestly, if you're that elite at one machine in pinball, I don't know of anybody that doesn't transfer to other machines. There's different rule sets, right?
Mhm.
But the skill set, it's the same across, the eras can be a bit different. They have the way the flippers feel, the way they play
Right.
and stuff. But if you're good on Godzilla, you're going to probably be good on Iron Maiden, on Rush, on anything else like that.
Rush was hard every time I played it. Love the Maiden game.
easy game. Rush is
Everyone
very
loves
easy.
Maiden.
Love the Maiden game.
I've got a Maiden and a Rush at home, so
I'm not so sure,
yeah,
but
I love them both. Maiden's
I'm
my
going
favorite modern
to
machine,
disagree
so.
on Maiden for now, but
Better than Foo Fighters.
All right, Mike Felumlee, drummer of the Smoking Popes. What drew you to pinball?
so I was always interested in pinball. There was a early, the 90s Jurassic Park pinball machine at the arcade in Crystal Lake where I grew up.
Hey, where was that at?
It's in the,
Mall?
what was that mall called?
Crystal Point Mall.
Crystal Point Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arcade there had a Jurassic Park.
That's all right.
And so I would jam on that. That was the first game I really loved. And then a few years later, the Popes used to rehearse at the Metro upstairs.
Top Note Theater.
And in the Smart Bar in the basement there, they had a Star Trek The Next Generation. I lived in Crystal Lake. The guys lived in the city. But somehow I would show up to practice on time and they would still be an hour-ish late. My caterer brothers. But Smart Bar had Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh,
And I think Joe would either put it on a free play for me or just somehow I could just play it for free. And so I played the crap out of that. Fast forward, and then I never became a hardcore player until I moved to Bloomington, Illinois, 4 years ago. And my wife and I there don't have a ton of friends because all of our friends are music people from Chicagoland. And we were trying to find our people.
uh-huh.
And then we saw there was a venue called Night Shop, and when Jaws was coming out, we saw there's a Jaws launch tournament. And we're like, what? There's pinball tournaments? And then coupled with that, we ordered a Jaws machine because Stephanie's a huge Jaws fan. So we got the Jaws machine and played in the tournament. We got last and second to last. But the thing that drew us in was the people. And then we started playing tournaments in Peoria, and there's just in central Illinois, we've got a really kick-ass scene of 50 to 80 people.
That's
that
amazing.
Come and go, and we discover these are our people.
Is it a varied age range?
Yeah, a lot of them are probably I'm about to turn 51, and some of them are my age. A lot of them are slightly younger, probably in their 40s, 30s, and 40s. But there are some people in their 20s.
Love it.
And we do have a few kids under 17. There's usually 3 or 4 of them in the monthly tournaments. But then we discovered some other friends that have pinball machines at their houses. we have like 17 machines now.
Wow.
And we have IFPA tournaments at our house.
No way. That's so great.
And it's just become...
You're living your best life, Mike Felumlee.
Yeah, like we've met several people that I would consider like very close friends that we like hang out with. We text all the time. We come up here. We drive 2.5 hours up to play in Andy's Papa tournament.
Yeah, I'm blown away by
and
that.
get our ass kicked in that by players like him. But yeah, we discovered it and it's like, these are our people. This is a community that we just like almost everybody we've met in this community, and have made a lot of great friends. And we're not great players, but we're working on it.
Since you mentioned the Caterer Brothers and Smoking Popes, do you have a favorite caterer?
Do I have a favorite? Boy, that's
That's a tough
that's
one.
a tough one
Are there
because
3 of them, right?
if they're listening,
Come on.
what's like Josh going to say if I pick Eli?
Everyone has a desert island caterer.
Okay, my desert island caterer. Then I'm going to make 2 of them mad. This is going to make 2 of them mad, but I'm taking...
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't expect an answer. All right, before you dig any further, Frances Mai-Ling, you came to pinball how?
So actually, it's funny that the first questions people ask is like, what's your earliest memory? And I kept digging and digging. And there's one memory I have, and I had to confirm it with my friend Emily, who's in Iowa. She runs a Bells and Chimes club down there. And I said to her, okay, Emily, was there an arcade at the Iowa State Fair at one point? And she goes, yes. The reason I'm saying Iowa State Fair, my parents were entertainers. My dad was a magician. So we traveled a lot. And I remember in 1983, it was 108 at the Iowa State, as they said. And I remember an arcade there. And that is where I played my first pinball. I had no idea because we traveled a lot. I didn't like hang out at arcades a lot. And my favorite video arcades are Pac-Man and Qbert. And so I kind of came back into it accidentally. Funny part is Antarium used to be called Level 257. And I went there for my 40th birthday, which was 10 years ago, by the way. And they didn't have any pinball. They had Baby Pac-Man, which is a hybrid video pinball game. And then all of a sudden I'm finding out like, wait, there's pinball at what used to be Level 257. So I kind of gravitated back about 2 years ago, introduced my daughter, who was then 10 years old. She played and she's like, I got a multi-ball and then a drain. And she goes, it's rigged. And I'm like, it's not rigged. She's really good, actually. She was named one of IFPA's biggest movers in June of 2024.
Again, the International Flipper Pinball Association.
Yes. Correct.
For the uninitiated.
So I did my first tournament in December of 23. It was a Venom launch and it totally blew my mind. I'm like, okay, I could do this. I'll just keep going once in a while.
What's a Venom launch?
So Venom was one of the Stern pinball games.
Oh, like based on the Spider-Man supervillain Eddie Brock? Okay.
Yeah, and they come out with machines and they do launches and we play games. We play tournaments on them and whoever wins gets a special plaque that says Grand Champion. It's fun. It's really fun. And so it kind of changed, like, this is like a serious thing. Like, this is just not casual people. Everything's like set to like harder settings. There's no, like, Andy has them on the hardest settings. He doesn't know ball saves, but that's okay.
It's just ball saves.
It's just ball. And, honestly,
everybody acts like it's
in
the
the outlane
worst.
rubber, the inlane
and
rubbers.
I agree. I actually got to the point where now when I get a ball save, I got a ball save. It's like totally a
like
different
the medicine
feel.
ball thing. When you go back to
Exactly.
a basketball, it feels real light and easy to handle. So.
Exactly. So that's kind of like how I got back to it. And then I introduced my daughter into going to her first tournament. It was at Racine Bells and Chimes. It was a Jaws launch based off the movie. And then she's been playing alongside me since then, regular main tournaments and Bells and Chimes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then I started at Fliptastics and just kind of, gone and go there, I guess, And it's such a great community. It's so welcoming. No one like makes you feel like you're not as good, even if you're,
You say that, but I'm intimidated to play in the same room as you all.
Don't
when we're done
be.
here.
Oh,
No, we're all like, we're all just there. We enjoy the company. We enjoy talking to each other, learning from each other, strategizing. So it's more like, it's just a really great community. So you wouldn't feel, we're all been at last place at one point. So it's not a big deal.
I think it's two things too. One, it's pretty somewhat niche, so I think there's not a lot of elitism in it. Like there was in some larger gaming things. The other thing that's really big about it is it doesn't even feel like in a 4-player group you're fighting an opponent. you're all fighting the machine. The fact that it's tilted against you, you're fighting gravity. Everyone's going to drain eventually. Everyone's ball's going to end. It never really feels like you're fighting an opponent.
I get that.
So it really isn't as intimidating. It is for some people. I mean, before you come, but every month we have 4 or 5 first-time tournament players show up at Interium, like clockwork, first time. So like everybody's very, very welcoming because of the fact that they all feel like we're fighting the machine. As long as I've watched people play balls of pinball against me in tournaments, I've never been like mad at the person. Like, it's always like, yeah, they're winning, they're kicking that thing's ass, so there's a camaraderie sense to it. I feel like
Now,
that makes
that
it
said,
welcoming.
if the 4 of us were to play together, which we probably will after we're done recording this, I know that my time at the table for each turn will be about 45 seconds.
Sure.
Yours will be about 45 minutes.
Can be.
Okay.
It's a curse I bear. So
Just like,
I don't want to play. Like, it's hard to play with, like I feel bad. Like if I play a ball that long,
But, Andy comes to other tournaments. Like I started running my own monthly tournaments back in April at a local spot that has 7 Stern machines in a Jersey Jack. He came the very first one. So I was super, super nervous when I saw him because I'm like, oh gosh, what if I do something wrong? But he is so...
like tell him he's the best in the Midwest.
Well, yeah, he is. But, he's a tournament director. He's a director for IFPA. And, it's like, he really helped coach me. He's such a good mentor. You ask him questions and he's so happy to help you and talk you through it. And I will say, like, the tournaments I run, we've had some people out of state who are really good. I've had people from Iowa and Minnesota and Texas. I may not have had a 2-hour, 8 billion Godzilla, but I've had a 45-minute really long Godzilla and a really long Foo Fighters for finals. And I think it just shows like we all just have fun, and it's not about ego. It's not about winning. It's just about, hey, I'm having fun. Yeah, I'm winning. And it's like the best person wins.
I gotta say, I'd probably tap out after 45 minutes of Foo Fighters. That's more than I want. Anyway,
the machine is a lot better than the band.
let's talk a little bit about strategy, because Francis mentioned strategy for an amateur like myself, or like Dan, who's kind of silent in the backseat, even though he made his ribs and we're recording in his car tonight. Are there things we could do today to improve our game?
Yeah. The easiest thing I tell anybody that asks that question, flip less.
Why?
Because the more you put the ball out of control, the more likely you're going to drain it. If you watch high-level players, they control the ball a ton. They trap up. They hold on to the ball.
Trap up, you kind of catch it in the corner.
There's lots of different ways you can freeze it. There's drop catches. There's live catches. There's, just not to mention just watching the ball path, predicting where it's going to go, and, kind of understanding that to know when the ball.
Instead of just wildly flipping, hoping that when the ball comes your way.
A lot of people tend to look down at the machine, and when they see the ball enter flip area, it's just this.
Yeah,
and then they're always confused. They're like, how are you playing that for 20 minutes? And I'm like, oh, you're not like looking at the whole thing, because it's panic inducing almost, because the ball is constantly going towards the drain. It's not like a Super Mario where you could just stand there and wait.
Right.
It's constantly in motion. You can't ever pause unless you trap the ball up. So that's why I tell everybody is flip less. Like that's the very first thing, and it's not complicated to do, but I guarantee you, no matter how much you think you're flipping in pinball, you're flipping too much. Even I'm flipping too much in pinball. So
what was Carlos' T-shirt says flipping?
Flipping is abuse. That's a whole other thing. So
I just feel that sometimes happens.
Yeah, that is
that's very logical, and there's physics involved. Like as you're talking about, like imagining what that trajectory will be for the ball. Okay,
knowing when the ball is going to go into a risk area versus when it's not. Obviously you need nudging is another big thing to kind of learn. So
nudging meaning what?
Making moves on the game and stuff to change the trajectory of the ball, because the machine. Pinball machines are designed to drain. Like if you do nothing to them and just flip the ball, they're designed by the geometry of the machine, the way the slings fire, all that kind of stuff. The designers made that to drain the ball, because the point is to get money out of your pocket,
right?
Coin drop in the machine. So the nudging, the hitting and stuff, the changing the trajectory of the ball is how you kind of take some of that control away from the designer and create something where maybe the ball doesn't go into a drain area potentially. So
and that's a fine art, fine balance too, because you have to know what the limit is before you hit tilt.
But you'd be surprised how much you can nudge lightly on a game. It's not going to ever cause anything like that. So the light nudges and stuff, are going to cause a problem with that. So, and then rules, like learning a game as far as what to do, and it depends. The modern games have a much more complex rule set, but you can sometimes simplify that down to starting a multi-ball. But then the older games, like some of the ones you'll see here in Art's Place when we go in here in a bit, they just like have a lot of people call it UTAD. It's up top all day. And that's all you need to do on some of the older games, really, because some of the points are up there, and it's the safest thing you can do.
UTAD.
So there's some.
You mentioned Art again. We're right outside Pin Grounds Coffee.
Literally right back there.
Art opened this place tonight for us. He's not generally open after 7:00.
Yeah.
We're incredibly grateful for his hospitality. What a cool place. I'm thrilled that he was here for us.
Art's one of the first people I met in pinball. So when I first started playing in Interium, he's one of the first, and he was one of the first people that terrified me because I didn't understand. When I first started to play competitively, I was nowhere near as good as I am today. And I saw players like Art or Zach Parks or Stan Sawa, and I thought they were like mutants from another plane. And I'm like, they're cheating. There's no way they can control the ball that well and play that long without, I don't even understand it, So
Kind of supernatural.
I get how people have that kind of feeling when they watch somebody play like that. So
Francis mentioned this to me, and I'm aware that Stern is here. And I'm kind of aware that Chicago has a pinball history, but this really is ground zero for pinball.
Absolutely.
Can you all speak to that? Because I don't know all the history.
I love pinball a lot, but I'm actually like a pretty poor student of the history because I grew up 6 hours south of here, and I've only been here 10 or 15 years, but I know that like Stern's headquartered here, Jersey Jack Pinball's headquartered here, Chicago Gaming Company's headquartered here, all the major manufacturers nowadays, except like Spooky's in Wisconsin. That's one of the ones that's not, but American Pinball is also centered here as well. It's just it's a space of all the manufacturers live here, and there tends to be a very large concentration of machines at the arcades and stuff here. So.
And going back, Bally Williams, they made the most games in the 90s. They were based in Chicago, as was Gottlieb, which was another huge, Gottlieb goes back to the 60s or early 70s.
Yeah, so I think
60s, I think.
even before that.
Even before that.
Because Bally came out with the non-flipper games where you just had like little, like almost like marble, like silver balls, and it was called Ballyhoo, where they were kind of like, those were the earliest ones, and I think they were like in the 20s. So I think it kind of went down from there, and then they all like used the same parts.
So pretty much since the beginning of pinball, it's been like made in Chicago.
And you have the Sharps that live here.
Yeah.
So like Roger Sharp, if you're familiar with him, the person who saved pinball, like you went to, was it New York Gaming Board?
It was
Is that
New
what it was?
York, yeah.
And he traveled there to show them that pinball wasn't gambling.
I swear I saw a documentary about
There's
this.
a movie about
yeah,
it.
okay.
So
I swear I
yeah.
saw
that
that.
he was involved in. It's actually a fantastic
It's
movie.
all coming back
The
to me
Man
now.
Who Saved Pinball. It's a wonderful movie. Anybody should watch that if they haven't seen it, a pinball fan or otherwise. But him and then his sons, Josh, Zach, are Josh is the president of the IFPA. So, and Zach is one of the directors as well of it. So him and they kind of created the competitive side of this as well in the Chicago area.
So we're recording this heading into Riot Fest weekend. Smoking Popes are playing, which is very exciting. But I say that because we're in front of the next big local pinball event. Yes?
Chicago
October?
Expo. Yeah, Expo.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is for players? Is it for buyers? Is it?
It's for everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, it's a
you
big,
should go.
Enthusiast,
I should go.
Yeah.
interesting. They have like have an older exhibit with where you can play like Ballyhoo style, where there's
the Bagatelles.
the Bagatelles. Yeah. So, and then people bring their own games there to play. There's showcases of different manufacturers that bring their newest game, and there's long lines, homebrews that
I
are
bet.
crazy. I played Friday the 13th, which I'm a huge Jason fan, and that line was long. Same thing with the Tony Hawk one that was
I'm sure.
there. But there's so many. It's like a lot. It's almost overwhelming, but it's so fun, and just being around it. You're like, I want to play this game, and then I'm like, I gotta go play that game, and then you're like, I thought I saw this game. Like they had all the Jersey Jacks there last year, including The Hobbit and Pirates of the Caribbean. I was like, I need to go play the Pirates of the Caribbean, and all of a sudden I realized, wait, where was it at? But that's the fun part of it. And there's so many different, very, very like different games and different eras, and it's a really great history.
And again, it goes
lesson.
back to community.
Exactly, and it's been around. This is the 41st year.
Yep. It's at the Renaissance in Schaumburg. There's a very large vendor hall, very large free play hall where you'll bring machines in. There's a separate tournament that runs the entire weekend as well, with about 200 and 250 players approximately that play in that tournament. So they all bring all the new Sterns into that event. So you do your qualifying on all the brand new Stern machines, and then you play playoffs the rest of the weekend pretty much. I'm really fortunate that Expo's here because it's one of my favorite events. It's like
Sounds awesome.
a cheat code that I get to go down the street to. Like I would travel for it otherwise, but it's free as heck because I can just go right down the street.
One question I don't know because I've never seen a tournament. Like, How is that handled as far as crowds watching you? Like, does everyone have to keep a distance from you as you're playing?
You just tape a line, like, the stance. You can see my stance when I go in there a bit. It's a bit wider than most people, longer than most people's, and like it's just there's a tape line there pretty much.
That's how you assert your dominance.
Yeah, exactly. So I
I
get low though. I don't even get. It's like I shrink down a little bit, honestly. So I don't like that. I can't stand up and play. So, but
is there a preferred stance? Like, should
I think it's all over the place.
Okay.
It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah,
and I think
some
everybody
people
changes.
Go ahead.
I think people change their stance depending on the game, like even the height of the game or just how it feels. I think there's glare or something. I think we all kind of do our own thing. I don't think I see people do weird things all the time too. So
I've seen like one-footed people. I've seen people who are like dancing the whole time while they're playing. Lyman had like the longest stance you could ever imagine, where he would stretch his legs all the way as far as you could possibly go. Somebody at the Midwest Gaming Classic had built last year a Lyman stance simulator with a big long metal bar, and it was like settings for each of the feet things, and you were supposed to try to see if you could actually keep that stance up because of how like much he would stretch his legs out. So.
As again, we're right outside Pin Grounds. There are a couple of antique tables, one from the 60s, one from the 70s. Knowing how many cool things you can do with modern games, all the different, mini games within the games you can play and how technologically advanced they are. Do you guys get bored playing those old games?
No.
I thought I would.
Never.
Where I grew up at, it was all 90s games, right? And I came here and started playing in tournaments, and I saw these older games, and I'm like, well, that's not going to be that fun. And then as soon as I learned the rules for them, how simple they are, they still have the exact same magic of like trying to achieve the thing and the ball being wild every time. It's never the same gameplay twice. So you didn't know, they're just as fun as the modern ones, honest to God.
Interesting.
Yeah. The really cool thing about the really old classics is even a player as good as Andy is not going to have a 45-minute game on one of those because they're way harder. They don't
have ball saves.
All the most modern games have like ramp shots that bring the ball back to the flipper.
Right.
So if you're a great player, it's way easier to control the ball on a modern machine. Whereas those classics, there's basically no safe shots on any of like some of the games have a safe shot, but like pretty much everything, when you flip the ball, you're putting it into chaos mode and it's way harder to control. So even a guy like Andy, like a good game might be 10 minutes or 12 minutes, whereas he could sit there and rip Godzilla for probably an hour and a half.
Yeah, for the runtime of Shin Godzilla, he actually plays the Godzilla game.
So it's fun.
Have you ever finished a game, Andy, where you like beat it? Because I always watch Jack Danger
like
play
the credits roll on some of the Keats games. I'm really not that good of a final wizard unlocker. So like I have beaten the Jurassic Park, obviously, where you leave the island from doing the Escape from Nublar, and actually the game ends. But then there was obviously the ultra secret wizard that I didn't unlock, so I didn't technically beat the whole game, but I did get the credits to roll on that, I suppose.
You can actually win.
Some of Keats' games. Keats is a big video game fan.
I didn't know that.
So a lot of his games have like he's kind of pioneered like power-ups, and he also seems to have kind of like a campaign in his games where you actually can reach the credits in most of them and have the game actually end. And then of course you have Total Nuclear Annihilation. If you're not familiar with that, Scott Lacey's game, where when you beat that, the final reactor you destroy, the game explodes. That's it. Like it ends. So there is no more pinball. Like the game, you get the game over screen, and that's the end of the machine. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So think of it. I mean, like think of it when you're playing like Ghost of Tsushima or Horizon, Forbidden West, and you beat the game. You can actually do that with these games now. These pinball games like stories and modes, and it's crazy.
Yeah, they just have Dungeons & Dragons that came out recently that has a full campaign with RPG characters, and you can build your party. You scan in with Insider Connect on Stern, and you actually hold your progress in the campaign between games, which is crazy to me.
Brilliant. As
somebody like to like fail a mode and just start another game, and you're back at that exact same stage.
That's amazing.
And you just get to keep going, and you get like gear and upgrades and unlocks and stuff.
That seems really smart.
It is.
Like kind of a visionary step forward.
It's not super great maybe competitively, but it's extremely fun, and I think there's important to have both angles of that with pinball. Competition is great, but I'm glad people like Dwight are focusing on machines like D&D that are just straight up fun. Like it may not be super balanced, but it's extremely fun to play.
So again, Dan Lewis from Easy Automation, easy-automation.net is in the back seat. We're in his car. We're going to eat his ribs. Dan is off mic, but Dan, can you just yell confirmation with me? As I'm listening to the three of them talk about pinball, I swear to God, it makes me want to play pinball.
Wasn't this a good idea?
It was a great idea. Like, I want to get out of the car. I want to get inside. I want to play that Hot Wheels game. I want to play the Metallica game in there. Like,
I had no idea
It's a
the
whole new
world of
world.
pinball. I
Yeah.
had no idea, and it's fascinating to me listening to y'all
Yes.
talk about this.
First Tuesday of the month at Interium. Come on
I
out.
think
Look-
when I go inside there, and I'll probably play for a minute and a half and be done.
That's
because
fine.
There's
good.
two things you need to remember when you go to a pinball tournament. Always know your place where you play, and don't play out of turn. Those are the two biggest ones.
Those are strong
Get
pieces of
DQ'd if you
advice.
play at a turn.
You get.
so.
I've done it. I've done it recently.
too.
I've gotten myself disqualified at a Peoria tournament
By-
just about a month ago.
My running gag is that everybody's done it at least once, except me. I've been playing 7 years, and I've somehow managed to never. I've almost
You've
done it.
not
Like,
done it?
I've almost done it like 20 times, but I've always lucked out onto noticing it the last second or something and realizing it. So
I had a buddy at one of my house tournaments that did it twice. Do you know Tom Daly, James? Tom Cook plays my tournaments, and he did it twice in one tournament, DQ'd himself.
I remember the ones I've done it a couple of times. More recent one was for Bells and Chimes, and it is so funny because I did it, and then Alicia Parks did it, and she's like, oh, I thought I was playing another ball, and it happens to all of us. The ones that are seasoned, we're in the middle, we're new. It's not a big deal, and you just go on. And
Yeah, you
know
roll
what?
with it.
And you can still make finals or a tiebreaker even if you do get DQ'd. Okay.
All right. So as we get ready to go inside, actually, we're going to eat ribs. Then we're going to go inside. Anything else, Francis? From your data dump of all things pinball, am I missing anything?
You should ask us what our favorite games are.
Hey, everybody, what are your favorite games?
News Maiden, Iron Maiden, as far as moderns go. Classics, it's a bit harder. I really enjoy Trident and Prospector a lot. I haven't played those two classic EM and solid state games, but yeah, I'll stop at that point.
Francis?
Oh, I think I think every game is unique and everything brings something to the table. If I had to pick two, for sure, I'm probably I like the older games a lot, but the early mid era, I like the Shadow a lot because it's such a really unique play field. It's a great movie, also a great Pulp Fiction book, and also my personal connection is my dad was best friends with Walter Gibson, who created it. And then
OMG.
I would say Stargate because I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and Stargate's one of my favorite.
Is there an actual physical Stargate in the game?
Yeah, there is.
That's
and there's
cool.
also the fighter ship, and it's just really awesome. It's
It
really
actually
fun.
transports the ball across
Yeah.
the playfield.
Oh my God,
It
that's
does
amazing.
not. I just made
Oh,
that up.
It could though, but yeah.
Mike?
I'll go with Jaws, because that's the game that kind of got me and Stephanie both way into it.
And
if
it
you're-
helped you develop a lifelong, really expensive habit.
I have played Jaws over 1,200 times.
There's audits on the game. You can check these.
And it's because the awesome thing, we didn't talk enough, I don't think, about the Stern Insider Connected app.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to be a Stern shill, but that app is kind of a game changer for newer players. Because on this app, I can look at all the Stern games I've ever played, how many times I've played them, what my high score is, all right on the app. So I can look and see,
Everyone loves
I played
data.
Jaws
Yeah.
1,245 times. And last night I played it 6 times. And if you like the movie, I don't think there's a better pinball machine, like a movie-themed pinball machine that works the clips from the movie into the game in a better way than they did with Jaws.
You have that in your basement?
I have it in my family room.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I would say
We're going to need a bigger ball.
Another machine that's really good. That's the Metallica remastered
good
version.
one,
Yeah, the animations really make it top notch, and everything else in the new code on there. I mean, I like the 2013 version, but there's something about the new one. I can't explain it, but it's just as fun to play. It just added more songs and more just everything. I love it. It's one of my favorite newer ones too.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Stern fully added achievements into the games now.
Yes.
So, which is, as someone, again, I've been a gamer my whole life. So I experienced the thrill of when Xbox came out with that stuff with the achievements. The pinball only players are now kind of getting that same idea where each game has, 100, 200 achievements to unlock as you're playing and scanning it with an Insider Connected. So people seem to really get jazzed up about that. So
All right. How do you guys feel about eating ribs?
I'm always good about
Let's eat
eating
'em.
ribs.
Sounds
I'll try to
good.
show the baby back.
We're going to eat ribs. Thank you so much for this. Francis is the one who kicked the door open for me. I'm really glad we got to talk about
Well,
this
you
stuff.
had that score of Godzilla, and I'm like, oh, you play pinball, and I just sent you mine, and you're like, oh,
What
you're
was
the
the
real
score?
deal. I'm
What
like,
was the score?
it's a good score. I was
was
just
it?
complimenting you, and I'm like,
was
oh,
curious.
wait.
I don't even remember.
And I just thought, what if I pitched this to him? So I'm so happy.
I'm always up for interviewing interesting people talking about nerdy things, which this is. Also, as a lifelong music fan, a lifelong comic book fan, I get community. I get community around things like this. This is, while I haven't been directly involved with pinball, like I understand what motivates you all. Like I am that guy, just in different areas.
It's very much like it's very, very much like kind of the 90s, early 90s, like DIY punk scene in a way, where everyone is like supportive of each other.
Absolutely. The artist scene,
Like,
independent artist scene, everything like that.
Yeah, like it's,
Yeah.
I haven't experienced anything like this community since like I was playing shows in Glenn Porter's garage
I would
in
say
Crystal Lake.
I would have to agree with you. Like when I was starting off as an independent musician, I was releasing my own albums and stuff and playing in coffee shops. The community was just very much spot on. So same thing.
Coffee shop.
Coffee shop.
Good
Speaking
segue.
of which, we're going to go into Pin Grounds again. Thanks to Art for the hospitality. Thank you, Dan Lewis, in the back seat of his own car. Easy-automation.net for providing us the studio for tonight, and the hospitality, the catering,
Yeah, this has been fun.
the Josh catering, the Eli catering.
Do they?
The Matt catering.
Are the new machines manufactured in Chicago, or
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
are?
Yeah.
All that stuff's made here.
Elk
Yeah.
Grove Village area
Yep.
is where they're mainly based out of.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're,
I had no
they're
idea.
close by.
Yeah. American made
Who can hook me
right
up with
there
a Maiden
in
machine?
Illinois.
I got plenty of distros I can hook you up with. So
There's
don't
a
worry
lot
about
of
that.
people.
I would love a Maiden machine.
Oh yeah, you can choose like Aces High, Number of the Beast as you're playing. It's fantastic. You can create your own soundtrack.
It is a good machine. Me and Maiden have a combative relationship.
Is
But
it
I'm
because
renting one. I'm about
Is it
to
because
rent
of the
one.
Blaze Bailey era? Is that why?
That game kicks my ass. So I'm renting one because I don't like it. So
And then when you start to
I'm
understand
gonna have one
it,
in
you
the
start
house
to
for
love
3
it.
months, and then I'm gonna make myself love.
Yeah, they do
Iron
home
Maiden.
rentals around here too. So
Yeah.
Gavin Miller, Gavin's game repair actually.
Yes,
You can
he's
rent one
awesome.
for a couple $100 a month to put it in your house.
Get
so.
out.
They bring it in to you. so.
Gavin is one of our techs at Intarium, by the way.
This interview is nothing but trouble. It's just opening.
So you don't.
Yeah, no, you notice the word cheap didn't get mentioned in this interview. at any point, right? So
No, that's why I said when Mike talked about getting that Jaws game and how that was a pivotal moment for him, I said it also launched a lifelong, really expensive hobby.
Oh
the
yeah.
cool thing is they hold their value really great. So like
I believe
you
that.
pretty much just get when you're tired of it, you can sell it for what you paid roughly. Like,
Especially if you buy them used. If you buy a used game.
yeah. So
Because these games are made to have, hundreds of thousands of plays on them.
Right.
Like things will break in the game, but none of the components are all that expensive.
No,
You know-
and a lot of them use the same components from the Bally Williams era. So
Yeah.
they're just
Interesting.
standard. Yeah.
And the stern parts go way back, so there's
And
mostly
sometimes-
you're gonna have to like fix your flippers.
Yeah.
Like $30.
I mean, it's when you get into the technical, like the soldering, the game. I mean, that's why we have Mark Fay for it. Too.
Yeah.
So, we have some really good friends who repair games and that they play in the tournaments. So it's really fun.
All right, so Andy Bagwell, all-time best personal hero, really a titan among men. Thank you, Mike Felumlee.
No
Lovely to see you again.
Good to see you, James.
Good luck on Riot Fest. That's a weird thing to say. Break a leg,
Yeah.
kick some ass.
Break some sticks.
You guys are overdue to play that place after
Got
2
rained
years
out
ago.
last
Yep.
time. We'll see how this one goes.
I did get Josh on his way out the door after he found out the news. I interviewed him for the podcast.
This is like, how many times have you been on this? Because Stephanie said that, was it Josh who's been on it the most?
I've
times?
never been on this. I think James
Oh.
has some kind of
No,
thing against drummers or something.
no,
I
Josh.
heard.
Josh keeps you from me.
Because Josh has been on here more than anyone else on this show. I never have. I've heard James and also hates drummers. That was
That's
the
not
word on
true.
the street.
No, the last time I had Josh Cater in the car, he said, "Please don't have Mike Felumlee on the show. All he's going to do is talk about which of the brothers is his favorite."
And
look
that's
what
going to cause a rift between those three
Right.
guys. And
Right.
we may not play Riot Fest. We might break up.
All because of this podcast
Yeah.
held in Dan Lewis's car in Roselle. Francis Mai-Ling, thank you. You are the linchpin. You are the person who got this whole thing off the ground. Thank you for reaching out to me.
Oh, sure.
I-
Big fan for a long time of
Thank you.
yours.
I love conversations like this. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's eat. Thank you, everybody.
thanks guys.
Thanks,
Thank
James.
you.